Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, baby. Still can't do the Burt Watson. Nobody can like Mr. Burt Watson. And those of you who know exactly what I'm talking about as I set my screen a little straighter. Speaking as setting people straight, what's up, y'all? Time to set you straight today, baby. That's right. We got time's it late today, 4:22 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Normally I do these YouTube lives at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard. If you subscribe, make sure you have your notifications clicked on, and if you don't subscribe, you are missing out on the most informative health and fitness information for free or paid. This is the best health and fitness information you can get your brain wrapped around, and we pump it out for free nearly every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're getting more into a habit, of course, except for today because it's like 4:22. But Uncle Mike has been busy. I've been busy here handling all things awesome. Big things, big things coming, which is good. And by big things, it just means big networks and big relationships and big associations and big think tanks and bigger abilities to help more people. That's what big means to us. What's up, Kyle? What's up, Johan? Looking lean. I appreciate that. Working hard. The beard's throwing it off. That's why I'm growing the beard right now. But we got them neck gains, baby. Neck gains popping. We'll show those off later. But I wanted to talk today about the best supplements to burn fat, best supplements to lose fat. And that being said, I'm going to tell you there really aren't any good supplements, but don't log off of the channel just yet. I will tell you the best ways and the best food products that we've found to help lose fat. Now, mind you, this is not medical information. It is not meant to be or replace medical information. This is for information and educational purposes only. I'm not a medical doctor. And I suggest everybody here goes and speaks with their medical doctor before starting this or any diet or exercise program. That being said, I'm going to sip here on my iced Americano made from my good friends at the Juice Standard, who we had Marcella, owner of the Juice Standard, on a recent episode of the Mike Dolce Show podcast, one of the top cold pressed juiceries in all of Las Vegas, and now growing into a national chain, which is impressive. But I'm sipping on this espresso intentionally as I wanted to discuss fat loss and the best supplements to lose fat loss. But the best supplements to lose fat likely won't be found in pill or powdered form. They will be found, in our opinion, in natural food products, considering, of course, that your lifestyle is already in place. You're already eating a diet of widely diverse earth grown nutrients consistently based upon activity every 2 to 4 hours until you're satisfied, not until you're full. We assume you're avoiding all poisons and toxins and synthetic chemicals that can hurt you or harm you or bring about a disorder in your biological process. We're eliminating that. Now, those of us who are fit, who are healthy, and who are already engaged in a healthy and fit lifestyle involving an exercise program, we will find many of us see similar results when we consume certain type of products. Those certain types of products can be black coffee, as I'm drinking right here in cold form as an iced espresso. My preference is typically, haha, look at me, a double shot, pinky up, a double shot. That's my go to. But I got this iced Americano here. Caffeine in the vast majority of the population, and those who well tolerate its use, will see a benefit, or most likely will see, I should say, a benefit in the ability of the body to burn fat. That happens in many ways. It happens at the biochemical level. in the body's ability to release the stored fat, for the fat cell essentially to unlock and ooze out the stubborn fat volume to be used as energy in some way, shape, or form to be released. Caffeine also increases our core temperature, which is another beneficial way of the body to naturally start to use energy at a higher rate, a passive way to use energy, which is helpful. So caffeine has a myriad of ways to assist in the loss of body weight, body fat we're talking about. Also, caffeine has a mild diuretic effect, which some athletes or individuals find beneficial as they get near a weigh-in where every ounce matters. Caffeine is beneficial. But coffee's one, and coffee's the one most people think of when they think of caffeine. We here at the Dolce Diet, we have a better, and I mean, come on. You know, I love me some coffee, right? Coffee, coffee, coffee. Feed me the coffee. I would swim and bathe in coffee if possible. I would think it might, could it? It sounds actually pretty good. But I digress. I'm picturing myself swimming in coffee, showering in coffee, bathing. It would have to be warm. No, it would have to be cold. I think iced coffee. I'd rather bathe in iced coffee, kind of like a cold plunge, very invigorating. I wouldn't want to like hot coffee or warm coffee. It'd be like peeing your bed, I would assume. It's my impression. But coffee is awesome. What's better than coffee is green tea. Green tea, fresh brewed green tea from the actual leaf, believe it or not the pill capsule veggie cap form, not the green tea ingredient that's added to your multi-burned fat loss dude product. Not that. We here at the Dolce Diet, we focus on green tea, fresh brewed green tea, real actual green tea. Why not use the actual form? That's our philosophy in nearly all nutrition. Why not just eat the food? Why not just eat the food instead of isolating that stupid ingredient that you're now synthesizing and turning into a commercialized product at a massive cost increase, minimizing the cofactors, and many times like amino acids, the vital cofactors, BCAAs, the cofactors, once again, necessary for the utilization of the specific ingredient that you're looking for. When you extract it from its main source, you lose the cofactors, and oftentimes you render the ingredient itself useless or ineffective without its friends, without its team. You just got the point guard on the court now. You need the forward, you need the swing guard, you need the center, you need the team to set up the action. Most of these noobs in the fitness world, supplement sellers, they don't know that, they don't see that, or they know that and they're lying to you. But that's a whole nother conversation. Again, we go back to green tea and we drink 3 cups of green tea a day when we are in a hyper fat loss phase. We've done everything we were supposed to do. This is what we do on our 3 weeks to shredded program. People ask, Dolce, oh, the wife is calling. You know the rule. What's the rule? Hello, wife. I'm doing a YouTube live right now, so I'm answering because that's the golden rule. Answer when the wife calls. Okay. Right. The golden rule. When your significant other calls, you answer that damn phone. That's that. If you take nothing else from Uncle Mike, fuck nutrition and fat loss. Forget it. If you take nothing else, when your significant other calls you, you answer the phone. You're not too good. You're not too special. You're not too busy. You're not too important. You don't have such an upper hand. It doesn't matter. You're not too good at the game. You answer the phone when your significant other calls because you don't know the purpose of that call. And 999,000 calls might come through that are just general run of the mill. Hey, how you doing? But the one time that phone rings and you need to pick up, you better pick up. You better pick up. Uncle Mike's advice to you. Now, back to fat loss. When it comes to fat loss, we drink green tea, typically 3 cups of green tea per day. And many of you have seen green tea as a part of your 3 weeks to shredded program. People ask us, Hey, do we have to drink the green tea? Can I drink chamomile tea instead? Can I drink black tea instead? Can I add honey, sugar, whatever to your green tea? And the answer is always the same. The green tea is just a suggestion for those who enjoy tea and or coffee and well tolerate it. We have seen a dramatic improvement in overall loss of non-functional body mass. We have seen a higher than normal level of fat loss when consuming coffee or green tea product, as long as it's well tolerated by the individual, which means it's preferred as a palatable experience, but also their body responds well to it. Some people have different cardiac responses to caffeine or any stimulants, which is why we said in the beginning of this video that this is just informational purposes only. We're not telling anybody that you should or that all people should for sure. And you should be under a doctor's care. All we're saying is that many people without any conditions have seen a very positive response to caffeine, but specifically in green tea. If I had to choose only one, and I hate the only one conversation, but if I had to choose only one, green tea or black coffee, I would choose green tea. Green tea has a high level of antioxidants, as does black coffee. In fact, black coffee or coffee itself is the leading source of antioxidants to the average American, which is just crappy. Not in my household, and I drink a shitload of coffee. But by far, we eat so many vital, nutrient dense foods that coffee will fall in comparison by comparison. But again, we lean towards the green tea because of the myriad of health effects, of longevity boosting effects, of digestive efficiency effects. It's a lower, and actually green tea itself has a lower total caffeine amount load. I said load than coffee does. So lower total caffeine for those who get sensitive. But what seems to be, and good science, there's good solid science out there, and I might post some below. You can do a simple PubMed search. I want to do your homework for you, and you can just do your own and figure it out on your own, because I'm giving you all this information here, right? Please research everything I say, but you'll see high level of fat loss or association of fat loss or positive results on fat loss with low consumption of fresh brewed green teas. There are certain types of green teas, and that conversation could go wider. And what about, coffee bean and green coffee bean or green bean extract, and then all these other green tea extract, and all these other conversations go. Now, I do want to touch on, before we get out of here, 12 minutes, 13 minutes in, there's a few other supplements that we don't suggest that are popular. Yohimbine HCl is one we get asked about all the time. Yohimbine HCl likely is effective if you're only using fat loss as criteria. In our opinion, the risks far outweigh any fat loss benefit of a Yohimbine HCl, and we don't believe Yohimbine HCl will get you to a lower total fat loss threshold. It just might get you there a little quicker. That's the only benefit that we see, because we've been able to get athletes very low body fat, very low single digit body fat, and ladies very low double digit, low teens, even lower. I think we've been down to 11 at the female level, which is not a suggestion, but that was their intended goal, and we help that be as healthy as possible for physique competition without it. So I don't think you'll get any lower. And again, this is more anecdotal, personal experience. There might be some science out there that shows this. You guys can take a look and let me know. But the risk to reward is not there. I don't have anybody I know who've ever tried Yohimbine HCl and didn't say they felt like shit. They were constantly feeling like they were going to vomit. Many people do vomit. Our heart rate just runs. Many people have actually stopped because of the heart palpitations on it at low doses, very low doses, as compared to the recommended effective dose. So I would say no, kick that off your list, regardless if it's supposed to work or not. What would be another one? L-Carnitine, that's a popular one that comes and goes. When I was a teenager, 17, 18, 19, I worked at a nutrition store. I probably shouldn't say the chain. I don't know if it matters or not, but I worked at a nutrition store and then managed the nutrition store, which was cool. And that gave me access to a lot of information, specifically education, because this nutrition store, big chain, they want their managers and staff to know everything about every product. So, of course, I just dove in. I took all the education, and it's traveling and conferences and all that great stuff. And I absorbed myself into that world for a few years. And most of the supplements being sold, and I'll circle back to L-Carnitine in a minute. Most of the supplements being sold are crap. They're underdosed crap. They're underdosed crap without cofactors to allow them to work in the first place. It's all just, you're just wasting your money on sugar pills, essentially. By and large, I would say 97% of the common supplements being sold are not effective. Whether it's, I'm not saying they're garbage. What's in there, what they're saying, let's say, and this is not true, but let's say what's in there is what they say is in there. Many companies lie and they overclaim and overstate. But let's just say they're putting everything in there that they're selling you on the label. Let's say that. Even in that case, it's not going to work for you, because once it's consumed, has very little ability to interact with your physiology from that synthetic state, from that external exogenous state, to facilitate the type of progress that they claim based upon some sort of study that was done typically 10 to 40 years ago on some other continent with a completely different subset of humans other than yourself. And they proved one thing. And that's how they market and resell back to you. L-Carnitine, circling back to L-Carnitine, in many ways falls into that category. You could see some good study, good scientific study, good control groups, good data that shows that it might have a beneficial effect. I know of zero through the course of 20 plus years, anybody who ever saw or noticed a discernible difference with L-Carnitine. And that's been being sold. I think Twin Lab was the most famous company back in the 90s when I was kind of focused on it. And since then, everybody sells it, and it's all kind of crap. Um, what else is there? And then, which is illegal now, but this is the old popular one, ephedrine, in different forms. And that was legal at one point, but very dangerous, a very dangerous stimulant. Some people put that into a specific stack that I'm not going to name, but all of real ingredients, I'm over, and it's over. Is it over the counter? I think you need do you need a prescription? I don't know actually anymore. I think you get in trouble for it. But it was sold at like truck stops and things like that back in the days. It's like 90s, early 2000s. And I think people were getting hurt from it, cardiac issues. Again, most of this stuff, and maybe to tie this up, then I'll answer your questions and get out of here. Most of these products, these fat loss products, are stimulants. They are stimulants. So you got to be very careful, guys and girls. Got to be very, 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 very careful. Very careful. You got to talk to your doctor before you take any supplement, any diet or exercise program, specifically any supplement. Talk to your doctor if you can even drink coffee. Is it okay for you to drink coffee? If so, how much can you drink? We always talk about in every video, I try and remind you, you should be going to your doctor every 3 months, right? Every 3 months, and getting your comprehensive blood work done, having a wellness test, sitting down and saying, hey, doc, how am I doing? What do I got to do? What am I up for? It's like a car. There's a rate. Once you're working with a doctor, you have your primary care physician. A few times a year, there's a series of tests that a good doctor will be running on you to make sure you're perfect. You're running smooth and steady. That's what you should be doing as a human. That's what all humans should be doing. And if you're going to make any sort of change to your diet or lifestyle, you just say, hey, doc, I'm going to start doing this now. What do you think? Perfect. And you'll know you're fully clear to do everything from this checkup forward. Or you got some things you got to worry about. We stress that. Big, like I'm trying to do a Trump impression. I got to work on it to be better. Um, but that's what we want to stress, is you guys having that relationship with your doctor and then going forward and doing this. So Kyle says, what's up, Dolce? Hold on, let me iced coffee in Las Vegas. I typically, I am a hot coffee guy, an espresso guy. But it's like 110 degrees every freaking day out here, man. It's crazy. Kyle, what's up, Dolce? What's up, Kyle? Johan, you look so lean. Thanks, Kyle. I'm working hard here. Working hard. I'm actually bigger. I'm heavier by far, quite a bit heavier. I'll release that information soon. I'm heavier and leaner. How about that? How is that? Not a lot heavier and not a lot leaner, but heavier and leaner as a 42-year-old fucking God. Steel Jack City, boom. Can't stay, but wanted to say, what's up? What's up, Steel Jack City? Kyle, appreciate you releasing these as podcasts. Oh, Kyle, that makes me happy. Thank you for letting me know. The Mike Dolce Show podcast audience is migrating into YouTube, and you guys should come back and forth because we also release this video, this YouTube live on the Mike Dolce Show podcast on iTunes, on Spotify, and Google Play, blah, blah, blah. Typical podcast we have, the Mike Dolce Show. For our YouTube friends, go and check that out. But it's nice to see the podcast audience migrating here now so I can start to talk to you guys in real time. That's what I love most about this stuff. I try and give you that good 10 minutes or so of something to rant about, some sort of actionable information. That's the way this works. First 10 minutes or so, I try and give you actionable information to help you that I've plucked out of my real life. I see over 1,000 people per year personally. My team works with thousands of humans every single year through the Dolce diet and fitness. That being said, we know what's going on in the world. That's a big enough cross section of humans to be like, wow, like 17 out of the 24 people we spoke with today all asked this same question. We better look into that. Where'd that information come from? Let's pull on that string a little bit. And that's what I try and share with you guys when I have these conversations. Also, I want to give you actionable health and fitness and weight loss and performance and strength gain and longevity information, even some lifestyle improvement, because we can do that too, because my life is awesome. Y'all should live the type of life I live. I get to sit here, talk to you guys, drinking coffee in my $8 hat and my $80 t-shirt. That's how I roll. Joey, Mike, best supplement equals whole food. Joey, I agree. Joe Chima, what's up, Dolce? I like chewing gum. The sugar-free gum I chew has artificial sweeteners. Is there any Dolce-approved chewing gum? There's not. You might want to look into a xylitol-based gum. I might lean towards that, but I don't know of any. I don't chew gum, and I'm out of that zone. I don't even know what's going on in the industry anymore. Um, Joe Sema, what's up, Dolce? I answered that. Paul Thompson, what were those doctors you recommended in Las Vegas? Paul, I am so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't remember the name of the clinic. It's on the tip of my tongue, my brain. But hopefully, maybe by the end, I'll remember. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'll try. I'll get it. What are those doctors? Only a whey protein that is pure is good in moderation. Only a whey protein that is pure is good in moderation. Boom, Joey, you're right. I agree. There's a few other supplements that we might add in. A whey protein isolate, cold processed, cross flow, microfiltered. I put more in the line of a cottage cheese, a kefir, a Greek yogurt. I do see that as a food product, although it could fit into either category. Um, Anything else? We're looking into citrulline right now. We're looking into citrulline really more from a longevity perspective, although we do note the sports performance athletic data, but we're looking into citrulline right now as it relates to cardiovascular health and arterial health. And some people look at it simply for oxygen, the ability to transport oxygen, the muscles to utilize oxygen to perform at a higher rate. I get that, but we're looking at it more. Our team is studying it more for the cardiovascular effects, health wise, longevity. We're a longevity company here. We just look like meatheads. Red Star Thunder, boom! I only drink apple cider vinegar. Lost so much weight. No, my dragon flying tornado kicks are unstoppable. Apple cider vinegar. I lost so much weight. Yeah, Jesus, you're probably from the diarrhea. Woo! But as a diarrhea doing a flying tornado kick, you would be unstoppable. Clear the room. Frank Nash, what's your thoughts on D-Aspartic Acid? I don't have enough information to go deeply onto that topic, so I'm not going to and possibly give the wrong information. But as a result of that, I am actually writing that down so I can go back and refresh myself, because I don't like not knowing everything. I don't like not knowing how to tell everything and recall everything and share everything. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Uh, THC is a good supplement. I would put that into the whole food, the earth grown category. I wouldn't call that a supplement per se. Those also of mushrooms, which is interesting in many ways. Brad Hart, Why does Joe Rogan advocate ketogenic diets? He's recommended them for a while. So my question is keto good depending on the individual? I follow your diet advice. Just curious to know the answer. I don't think that's accurate. From what I understand, and I don't know what Joe says about it. I haven't had a chance to speak directly with him, but I would love to have this conversation with him. I don't know his exact stance. I know he does, and I should say not know because I don't know for a fact. I believe he does advocate a higher protein, higher fat diet. Seeing his Instagram, I follow his Instagram, of course. I don't think he avoids carbohydrates. I don't know what level he really recommends. And I don't know that he's ever maintained a level of ketosis, or I don't recall him ever promoting that. So the term keto, and this is not Joe anymore, but very common in the fitness world and YouTube fitness for sure, is the term keto. And this is what I was saying a year, almost 2 years ago now. The term keto has been misappropriated by certain individuals in the health and fitness world to sell a specific narrative. Now, that narrative usually results in some sort of financial consideration because they're selling something, usually a product or a program. Pills, powders, and programs. Those are the things, those are the commodities that are mostly exchanged in the health and fitness world. With that being said, there's many lower fat diets that are not ketogenic diets, but they call themselves keto diets. Keto diet that's got 40 grams, 80 grams, 100 plus grams of carbs per day. A keto, quote, keto diet that has a carb refeed every 3 days or 5 days or 7 days or 10 days. That's not a ketogenic diet. Any diet that claims to be a ketogenic diet that does not create the metabolic state of ketosis is not a ketogenic diet. And if individuals keep calling it a ketogenic diet while not possibly bringing about the metabolic state of ketosis, it looks false. It's silly. It doesn't make sense. The whole point of a ketogenic diet is to attain the metabolic state of ketosis. Most of the programs out there will not get you there. But then there's many in the supplement industry and then the fitness world that are then selling supplements to hack your body to get there or to replace the vital nutrition that you're missing and becoming deficient in, because you're now excluding whole foods to attain a state that you'll never attain, to attain the state of ketosis. It's this crazy cyclical conversation. I see it for what it is, and I try and in as many different ways as I can explain to you guys what's actually happening in real world. And you can get PhDs, and many do. They come on and doctors, and they just talk about ketones and the preferred way your body burns fuel, and it's so efficient, but it's not efficient. It's not efficient, and it's not practical. And the vast majority of those who attempt it fail miserably at it. Miserably at it. They don't fail at losing weight short term. That's fine. Any dietary change typically brings about weight loss. Any dietary change. Go vegan, you'll lose weight. Go carb free, you'll lose weight. Go fat free, carb up, you'll lose weight. And that's essentially a vegan diet in many ways. Go zone, go Atkins, go paleo, go Whole30, go engine. You'll lose weight in the beginning. Of course you will. And then what happens? Most people bounce. And most of those diets I would follow. Well, I can't say that for sure, but some of those diets I would follow would be healthier for you long term than a ketogenic diet, long term ketogenic diet. And I don't know anybody who does a long term ketogenic diet. Now I'm talking about keto again because I always get on the topic. What we try and do to wrap this up, what our goal is, guys, it's just to allow you the perspective to have a healthy relationship with food, what we call ordered eating as compared to disordered eating. The thought that I cannot eat a cup of blueberries and an apple in the same day because that would be, quote, bad for me and unhealthy, but instead I can and should eat a pound of bacon and a stick of butter or a bag of pork rinds any day of the week during the diet, that's good. That's approved. That makes no sense. And that's always where I start the conversation. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. Nobody, not one person has ever, of the best and the brightest, and that's my standing question. Standing question to all the high-fat ketogenic community. That's the one. That's the question. And I don't have one answer yet. Of the best and the brightest, there's not one answer yet. Isn't that crazy? Why can't I have a cup of blueberries or mixed berries, which is about 20 grams of carbs, and maybe even an apple, another 20 grams? That's a 40 gram of carb day. Plus, I got to eat some green veg, right? It's probably going to bump me up 10, 12, 16. Shit, now you're looking at a 50, 60 gram of carb day. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bad, right? Bad. It's going to give me diabetes, cancer, epilepsy, and make me fat. Essentially, is what they say through the fear mongering, while at the same time telling you that you can eat a bag of pork rinds, a stick of butter, a block of cheese, a pound of bacon, and high five. And some will say, well, no, I mean, you can do better than that. You can eat other good stuff too. But you can do that, right? That's allowed on your plan. Blueberries aren't, but that's allowed. And that can be eaten every day, and you could be compliant inside that system. That makes no sense to me. And anybody who has sense out there, I just ask you that question. You answer the question. There's smart people listening right now. And there will be thousands of smart people that listen as this video continues to run. Answer me that. Riddle me that. Those who get that reference, posted in the comments below. Thoughts on organic 75% cocoa bar? I don't know what a 75% cocoa bar is, but we typically recommend 73% or greater dark chocolate, if that's what you mean. Johan, that's a real man. Papa Dolce answers the phone. You know he's in love because his voice changes when he talks to her. Of course, 18 years strong. How about that? 18 years with Mrs. Dolce. Of course. Of course. Listen, pro right here. I'm a pro, veteran. Pro tip. Brad Hart. Why do some people have low energy? Joe Rogan. A lot of Rogan questions. Well, that's only two. Rogan praises elk for giving so many vegans who finally tried energy. My question is, what is an elk or meat that vegans can't get, resulting in energy loss? Interesting. Now, I think I know where Joe's going, but I didn't hear it, so I don't know, and I can't say for sure. And the science we can debate, and that's too deep of a conversation. You could do conferences on this topic alone, vegan versus meat, or one specific type of amino acid strain. And we'll talk first about amino acids, but I'll take it deeper than that briefly. I'll try and do about 2 minutes on this, and I'll move on to the next. So some vegans, not all vegans. I know vegans. I'm friends with vegans. We produce vegan content. Every meal plan inside the DolceDiet.com 4-week and 12-week membership program has a vegan option. It has a dairy-free, a gluten-free, a nut-free, or a complete omnivore option. All right, that's there. So we understand, and we program for vegans constantly, daily. They're on the roster, the client sheets. But some people report not feeling good on vegan diets or fully plant-based diets. And we could rip that apart in tons of different ways. Some can actually break down the micronutrition. Some can take the cultural or psychological relationship people have with food. Again, the cultural perspective on food. We work with an athlete who swore red meat gave him superpowers. And I could look at wild caught fish or yardbird, as they called it, and even certain types of animals, of land animals, of deer, let's say, that didn't give him the same power. And I shit you not, in training, the red meat days was a nastier man who probably did hit more PRs and perform better. Is there a scientific reason for that? I can't give you one. Because we could just break it down to the micro level, right? Break it down to the granular and say, well, you got about all the same basic stuff here. Now, there's something also that can be said for the added boost of creatine to certain animal meats that vegans might not get as much of or all. And the short-term infusion of just the creatine itself outside of the amino acid structure. And I'm assuming that you would have a very similar amino acid profile if you're plant-based or omnivore, right? That you should be, because you can't just lose your protein. You have to find complementary proteins to hit your macro goals, essentially. But it could be some of the cofactors, and creatine, I would say, is a cofactor inside that feeling, that boost, and that's real. That's real. That's real. But a vegan can simply take some supplemental creatine and be topped off and be fine. Could have something to do with iron, especially maybe it's just in someone who is more sensitive to iron and iron deficiencies, or more prone to iron deficiencies. And then they eat more meat, and they're not really doing their job as a vegan. They're eating plant-based, but they don't know enough. And this happens a lot of times. They don't know enough about plant-based food facts to ensure a wide variety of the micronutrition they need. And they might develop greater deficiencies. Iron could be one, and that's well known and agreed upon. That could be one. But to answer your question, I don't know. What I will say is I'm an omnivore, although 90% of my diet is plant-based. And every so often I have fully plant-based days. But I will never claim to be fully plant-based. I do respect the power of the plant in many ways and shapes or form. And if I had to choose between one or the other, I would, without a doubt, go completely plant-based. Is like completely plant or completely carnivore. There's no question. There's no question of what's healthier, what's better. We have the data. We have the data. We have eons of data, essentially, that support it. So that being said, all the information, I can say that eating meat, does it give someone more energy? And why? I think the question was why. Well, I think I kind of broke down reasons why without saying specifically why, because there is no specific why. There's a bunch of other information that we got to unpack here to really drill down. Now we could get deep into what's in each food and break it down to that granular level and make comparisons. But even then, I don't think you would see the difference. So the difference is somewhere in use. It's not in the consumption, but it's actually in the use. And I think there's the cultural impact to it too. But now I think I'm getting slightly off topic. I eat wild caught. I feel better. Wild caught digests better. I believe I'm retaining, and there is good science to support this that I'm not going to drill down into right now, that the wild caught meat is more easily digested and utilized. And that's one of our core principles. That's our number one principle at the Dolce diet. We eat real food, born of this planet. Earth-grown nutrients have sustained all life on this planet since the dawn of time. And that does include animal flesh, animal product. It does include plant product. It includes all of it. Certain times of the life cycle and, geography and the changing world, this planet that we've been on, of course, species have eaten meat. Some exclusively, some it's new to them. Some are like humans in between to a degree. So I appreciated the opportunity to go deeper on that. I hope that conversation, because it's more of a conversational, I'm not giving you any hard takeaways here, and that's important. It allows you hopefully it allows you a bigger lens with which to view the conversation. So now you are educated to make the decision for yourself. When I eat meat, I'm a fucking boom. I'm a beast. The bicep of truth right there. Motherfuckers. I'm a fucking stud, man. 5'10", 200 pounds of fucking steel, baby. But that being said, I'm saying that, as to make a point. I eat 4 ounces of meat when I eat meat. 4 ounces of steak, 4 ounces of fish, 4 ounces of chicken, and that's it. That's like 20 grams of protein right there. On my plate, my plant protein is about another 20 or so grams. All right. I'm eating 6 meals a day, 4, 5, 6, 7 meals a day, 40 grams a meal, 6 times per day. What do I need to eat 8 ounces, 12 ounces of meat for? It makes no sense for many reasons. And we could get into the ethical conversation of that. We could. And I know a vegan will just trounce me on that conversation, because if you're talking ethics, then it's no animal slaughter. But, less is better. So it's on the spectrum, if you will. But if a guy my size, as busy and active as I am, I'm certainly not the fucking biggest dude on the planet. I'm not the most shredded dude on the fucking planet, but I'm pretty much everywhere I need to be, and I can get as shredded as I need to in a short period of time, and I could put on 20 fucking pounds if I needed to in a short period of time. I could run, jump, climb, hike, tumble, grapple, lift multiple times my body weight in feats of strength, explosive, reactive, great mobility, kind of like that, well-rounded. And that's what I'm training for right now. I eat 4 ounces of meat a few times per day. I probably have red meat. Usually now we're so spoiled. We have red meat when it's wild. I don't hunt, and I wish I had the ability to do so. I'm just not a very good marksman yet. Um, so I haven't taken that responsibility to do so. I would love to get to that point, but I know my limitations. It's important. So we have hunters who gift my family meat throughout the year, and it's just incredible. It's such a blessing. It truly is, and I can taste the difference. It's I feel the difference. My family feels the difference, and it's amazing. I can't go back to eating conventional grass-fed organic super humane meats now. That even tastes fake now. And that's crazy. And I'm not bagging on it because for years I lived in that zone and I just have the opportunity to know these amazing humans who are willing to gift this to us, which is special for sure. So now, like if we run out, and fortunately it's rather easy to get wild caught fish. So we do eat a lot more wild caught salmon lately than we do the red meat or even the chicken, because chicken's a little hard. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm getting a little deep on this conversation now, but I hopefully it adds context for you guys. Walker, Mike, been performing lists 5 mornings a week. Other 2 mornings, I'm up at very early hours. I've not been doing lists on these days. Is that okay? That's okay. I also lift 4 days a week and doing cardio the other two. You're crushing it. You might be doing a little too much. So keep track of your gains. Keep a little written journal of what your PRs are every day. Right? Make sure you're not stagnating. Keep your PRs moving forward. Look at your body weight. Take your weekly photo and just see the way your body looks. Nothing you have to post. And just we track data here. Track your data. Zach, Uncle Mike, do you think that Brock Lesnar can stay off the gimmick long enough to pass a drug test? Also, um, sorry, it just slid through. Also, where can I get a Bectic t-shirt? Zach, right on. Do I think Brock can stay off the gimmick long enough to pass a drug test? I think that he will take. No, I don't. I don't. I don't. I think that they probably have a pretty sophisticated system, and they'll do what they do. I think that's what past record track history shows, right? So I don't know. I'm not a part of the team. I'm not disparaging. But to answer, probably. Hawk, 30 minutes of fartlek treadmill training tonight, followed by 4 sets of wall sits. Damn, walking might not be fun tomorrow. Nope, feeling stronger and fitter. Out of interest, what what workouts don't you like? I like them all. I like them all. I hate to run, but I love the sacrifice. That's me. I don't know why. I really enjoy that. I enjoy the pain. I enjoy the suffering. It fills my emotional scars, my voids, like we all have, right? I like doing things I'm shitty at, um, and that suck and hurt. I enjoy that. Not that I always put myself in those positions, and sometimes I force myself to be put in those positions. It's easy to get comfortable in life. Um, and to make excuses to be comfortable for myself, for sure. You work hard, you achieve certain goals that you set for yourself, and it's easy to not keep resetting goals at this stage of my life, 42. It feels that I've achieved everything I set for myself as a young man. So now, as this stage of life, I have to set new goals for myself, and the goals are different. Of course, I have certain specific goals, but from a physical perspective, I have to set goals, and those goals typically involve me suffering. How about that? So I love. I mean, deadlift. I love to deadlift, but I don't get up for it. I don't get up for the power lifts anymore. I used to love them, and I could still fucking lift some pretty big goddamn weight. If I ever walk in, if I can never have my back up, I've never not been able to pull 500 pounds ever. I'm 100, and I haven't deadlifted. I don't even know since last year, October maybe of last year, September even. Forget. I'll have to look at my journal. But I've never not been able to deadlift 500 pounds. So for me to okay, if I can always deadlift about 500 pounds, and then I can deadlift what triple body weight 600. Okay, I've done that more times than I even remember. More times it's not even special anymore to triple body weight. I've never quadruple body weight deadlifted, but that's okay. I'm happy to be a triple plus body weight deadlifter, and I could probably get to a triple body weight deadlift in about 6 weeks. I don't think I've ever not been able to hit a triple body weight in about 6 weeks of paying attention to it, coming cold off the bench. And this is to answer your question. So I don't like doing that anymore, even though I would be, quote, considered relatively good at it. Where running, I'm terrible. I'm terrible, and I've run a lot. I'm just not designed. I mean, I'm 5'10", 200 pounds, with a 19-inch fucking neck. It's 36-inch fucking rock hard waist. I'm blocky and thick. I should be running through walls, not fucking running around them per se. Maybe that answers, just giving you some information, some open mic time, we'll call it. Gil Floors, what's up, Gil? Dean James, milk thistle, any good? It could be. I'm not against it. Zach C, what's the best all-around barbell and best treadmill? Trying to finish my home gym. What I can tell you is for barbells, we went to Rogue. We got some quality bars from Rogue. It's easy. They're a trusted company. Good customer service. I got, what I was paying for. It's a little expensive, but I'm paying for the quality. I'm paying for the craftsmanship. I'm paying for the refund policy. I'm paying for that shit, things to be delivered on time. So we get about 10 bars in our facility. We got 5 of their beater bars. We got a couple Texas bars, Ohio bars, and then we have some training bars even, 15, 25, 35 pound training bars. We have about 10 PVC pipes, 5 like upgraded, like thick, slightly heavier PVC pipes, slightly thicker. I think they're 1-inch circumference. So that's just what we have. So we got a bunch of bars here, not too many, but we have enough. We have a trap bar, we have specialty bars also, so we have everything you need. Worst thing is to be in a facility and not have a barbell, or not have the barbell you need, and that's important too. So we have at least 2, I think we have 3, at least 3 of all the main barbells. So nobody's without their favorite bar. If I send you $100, can you go live from the blackjack table at the Cosmo? Bro, you got to send me a hell of a lot more than $100 for me to get out of this fucking chair right now. Get my car on a 110-degree fucking Las Vegas day and drive down to the Las Vegas Strip. Spend $20 at the valet. Walk through a smoky ass I can't even a smoky ass casino, and then go live from the black bag. I mean, add 2 zeros. Add 2 zeros, my friend, just for me to breathe that secondhand cigarette smoke. Add 2 zeros to that offer, and then we'll have a conversation. Joey, Mike, so what about creatine? How is that different than a pre-workout with creatine? Is there bad, good creatine? Should I buy creatine while on Living Lean? Just curious if any of the off-the-shelf creatine good. Joey, so creatine is a supplement. Creatine, and we've said since the 90s, creatine is one of the very, very few, which I said 97%. Creatine is one of the few supplements that actually does what it does. Now, 20 plus years later, we've realized creatine monohydrate that they came out with day one, popular with EAS and Bill Phillips, who was really the marketing genius behind creatine and made $100 million plus selling primarily creatine and HMB and a few of the others, EAS products. Great job, Bill Phillips. But those supplements did work. The creatine worked. So that being said, creatine does work. And we suggest if you're going to take creatine and it's approved by your doctor to do so, we would only take creatine for about 3 weeks at a time, maybe 3 to 4 times per year. Only use it when you're peaking. You got a photo shoot coming up. Don't use it if you're cutting weight. But if you got a photo shoot coming up and you want to look nice and tight and packed and round and full, if you want trying to hit a PR, shit, man, you could probably turn your 1 rep max into 3 rep max, on creatine, maybe not in 3 weeks, but, in a slightly extended period. And we don't do like the old schools, take 5 grams of creatine 5 times per day for the first 5 days and taper off to 5 grams. What we found is taking 5 grams of creatine per day does have a cumulative effect, and slowly, usually about like day 5 or so, give or take day 3 to 10, but right around day 5 with most of the people that we've tracked, they start to see noticeable gains. And most general creatine monohydrates, I believe it all comes out of the same manufacturer in Germany, something like that, if I'm remembering correctly. But usually there's most of the bulk supplements are housed in two primary facilities around the world. So almost all 90, like I don't know, not 90%, but the majority of the supplements that you consume, regardless of the label, they all came from the same exact fucking place. And that's another thing. So many times the supplements that you're buying, it doesn't matter what label you're using, as long as it's a label that they put in what they say they're going to put in, get the least expensive stuff because it's all coming from the same place. It's all the same bulk material. Hey, Mike, what are your thoughts on seltzer water? A lot of seltzer water has artificial and synthetics thrown into it. I would stay away from that. We play with the LaCroix a little bit. That seems to be okay. Perrier, maybe. I believe Perrier, like a sparkling water. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't go too deep into it. Roman, what's up, brother? Only good sustainable energy for me is black coffee during training. All these new age pre-workouts is garbage. Mike, remember Ultimate Orange? I do. Dan DeChane's Ultimate Orange, right? I remember that. I took that a couple times. It didn't do anything for me. My friends act, maybe it was true or not. Maybe I was just a non-responder to it. Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything for me. Joe Giovanazzi. How accurate are the handheld body fat machines? Not at all. UK Power, not at all, Joe. UK Power Bodybuilders, do you only give your athletes informed sports certified supplements? Well, that's one of the reasons that we hardly have our athletes take any supplements, and we try and remove the reason for an athlete to take supplements, which is why we put a food first protocol into our athletes' lives, which is why we have our athletes and really all of our clients get comprehensive blood work done so we can identify any deficiencies. Because if you're taking a supplement, you're taking a supplement to correct a deficiency. And if you don't have a deficiency, why would you take a supplement? That's why nearly all of our athletes, I don't think of any. I can't think of one single athlete who takes one single supplement. So how about that? But yeah, you have to look into NSF certified for sport. I believe that's even linked to the USADA website. And we look at WADA protocols, and under the WADA protocols, so whatever organization with which you compete in, look at the governing body of that organization and look for their list of rules, let's say, as it pertains to sport. Certain things are banned in certain organizations or by certain commissions and at certain times from competition. You need to be very well aware of that, which is why it's best not to take anything. Hey, Mike, great info. Have a great day. Steve, thank you. Lil Pun, Mike, injured myself ankle during wrestling. Ooh, I was on day 16 of 3 weeks to shred it, and I was having great results. How do I finish 3 weeks to shred it since I ain't training? Cut the calories even more. Lil Pun, don't even worry about it, my man. You're good to go. You're good to go. Day 16, our athletes on day 16. That's fight week, baby. Fight week means you're not doing shit anyway. You're just relaxing. I try not to let my athletes do anything fight week, except we'll go walk around the city. We'll get coffee. We'll lay at the beach. It's vacation. No need to exercise. Relax, heal that ankle up. So Lil Pun is following 3 weeks to shredded, the 3 weeks to shredded program at thedolcediet.com, the most successful weight loss program ever devised. It's a 4 or 12-week program. It's completely personalized to you based upon your input, your starting information, and then your goals. You add that all in, and you have the most ideal program tailored for you. Every ingredient, every recipe, every grocery list, just built for you. Every exercise, it's set and rep, all built for you. That's all at thedolcediet.com. That's what Lil Pun is following. And brother, just watch what happens. Just keep following. Follow the nutrition exactly as it's scripted, and you're good. Watch what happens. You'll keep losing. Joe Sema, Dave Palumbo has a great fiber supplement. I've used it in the past. That just zoomed by. What's your opinion on these type of products as an insurance plan for digestion and colon health? Yeah, I take a psyllium product. I wouldn't consider it a supplement though, because it's chopped psyllium husk essentially. I'm trying to get Palumbo actually on the podcast to talk to him more, but I haven't seen it specifically. I hear him talk about it all the time. I'm sure it's fun. Kevin Griffin, Mike, can you comment on the Dolce Diet forum replies from the team? Lots of people posting questions, but there just don't seem to be any responses. Kevin, that's the point. On the top of the forum, the first sticky tab says, any questions for the team, click customer support. Click customer support. Inside every profile, there's a contact button to contact customer support. Any question, just contact customer support. We have a customer support team that is on staff 7 days a week to answer every question. And everybody who asks a question gets the answer that they want and they need in nearly real time. It says on the site that the forum is not moderated by us and by our team. I do jump in there. Members of the team do jump in there, but we're not moderating it. It's not a customer support forum. It is a forum for you guys to engage with each other, to share recipes and stories and workout programs and before and afters. It's a support group for you guys. It's not for the team to moderate. We have a customer service team set up who's at their laptops, at their terminals, dealing with you guys. But at the very top of the page, it says, any questions, click here. Send us an email. And it says this is not moderated by the team. I do jump in sometimes. Meg does jump in sometimes. Customer support, tech support, we jump in sometimes for fun, just to check in. So that's the answer. Tell everybody in there, please, right now. I mean, they could get the answer right now if they just click the tab. The tab's right there. Tab's right there. Thoughts on Smilax? I don't know what Smilax is. Joe Diaz, have you personally done the ketogenic diet? If so, what were your results? I did, and it was terrible. I lost weight and I hit a plateau. I lost the initial weight, water weight, hit a plateau, felt like shit, digestion, felt like shit, PRs went down, was constantly dizzy. That's the truth. And that story mimics many other people's stories. I'm not talking shit. It's the truth. Went through it. Yeah. And I've done it before multiple times. I did it when it was the D. Pasquale's metabolic diet or the anabolic diet. I toyed with versions of Dan Duchaine's Body Opus, was an extremely low ketogenic diet, really, really, really fucking harsh ketogenic diet. Through the Atkins, played with the Atkins diet at certain points and variants of the Atkins. And people are like, well, Atkins isn't exactly keto. Close to fuck enough. Close enough, right? I played with it all in all different versions. Of course I have. It just doesn't work long term. If it worked long term, everybody'd still be fucking Atkins, right? Atkins with a tweak and everybody still be fucking awesome and sexy, but they're not. What happened to them? What happened to the people who started keto last year? They're not on keto anymore. Why is that? Why is that? You know them. They were in your office. They were on your team. They were in your household. Now they're not. What happened? How's their body look now? This is what I was waiting for last year, to look back and say, now how's everybody look? Boom. All right, guys and girls, I apologize. I have to jump off right now. It's actually very late in the day. So many more questions. I wish I could answer them. I wish I could answer them all. I appreciate it. What else? Sorry. Microphone moving away. That's it. I got nothing more. Go back and watch the first 10, 15 minutes of the video where I talk about the best supplement for fat loss. It's not actually a supplement. It's something that might even be in your household right now. But go back and listen to the first 10 minutes of this video to find out what the video is actually about. And then I answer everybody's question here as I go through. Thank you guys. Remember, you can go to thedolcediet.com right now and start your own 4 or 12-week online personalized weight loss program, health and fitness weight loss program, the most successful weight loss program ever devised, as proven by the world's greatest athletes for over 20 years with a 100% success ratio. That's pretty fucking bomb, and it's true. So why not think about it? But again, I'll be back tomorrow, probably at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, ranting in your ear. And I have a good topic for tomorrow. You're probably going to want to hear. You'll be able to do something immediately. But until next time, boom.